What is up, YouTube? ODST General back again, and we're going to just fix our mic here real quick because it just kind of rotated down. Anyways, we are back again with some Emergency 4, and we are playing the Project Nostalgia mod, which I have played on the channel, but it's been a while. It's been like a year since I last featured this, and it just very recently had an update, and I wanted to show this off to you guys. You guys have been asking for some Emergency 4 for quite a while now. So this sub modification, if you guys aren't familiar with Project Nostalgia, is a sub mod to the LA mod, and this mod adds in vehicles and assets from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. One of the cool features, and it wasn't in the last version I played, I don't think, is that you can now select vehicle sets from the 80s and the 90s and pre-spawn them in at your stations, which is pretty freaking cool. We're going to go with the 80s. Now, the stuff from the 80s is kind of a combination of stuff from like the 60s through the 80s. So you got some open tops, fire apparatus. You've got like this old heavy rescue crane thing here. So that's pretty neat. Real quick before we respond to that, let's go ahead and we're going to also set up a 80s police department. And another kind of cool thing is that you can actually change the vehicles at the station. So you can come in here and you can click on the change vehicle variant. And you can click on the vehicles. And it's kind of hard to tell with some of the vehicle models because they're kind of similar. But as you click on them, you actually get the different variants here and stuff, which is pretty neat. Now, with this, you are probably noticing some of these are actually like 90s units and stuff like that we're getting. Some of these are like 80s units. This Chevy Caprice, for instance, I'm not sure if there was a... I'm pretty sure this is a Chevy Caprice. I was going to say, I'm not sure if there was ever an 80s model of the Chevy Caprice that looked like that, but I know there's not because the 89 looks nothing like that. In fact, that last vehicle we just had was much closer. At any rate, we do need to kind of hurry up here and get something dispatched out over to this... this call here. I don't... well, where is it? It's down further. Let's click on this here. We have a car accident here. So let's go ahead and... send out a EMS and a firefighter. And we need a rescue squad of some kind. And let's also go ahead and we're just going to take this policing unit here and we're going to just secure the scene a little bit better. We can keep traffic open going the other direction, that's fine. But let's go ahead and keep the scene clear of any civilians and stuff too if we can.
Roger.
You're gonna come across the street, aren't you? How did I know it? Yeah, that's right. You go back. And then we're going to need a tow truck. So let's go ahead and call this guy down. Unfortunately, we are probably going to need to wait for... Actually, I'm wondering. I bet we could get the shears from this truck here. I'm willing to bet that's where he's trying to go. That's a hazmat vehicle, but I'm guessing that they're probably available through that thing. Trying to get this guy out of the road on the one side here, but let's see, or is it Ian left click? I don't know how to exactly do this.
Roger.
I've not actually used this script before, so probably doing this wrong. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. Oh my god, we've got a huge group of people here too. Our other firefighters treating the victim, they are in pretty rough shape here. A soldier just kind of wandering around? That's pretty random. Yeah, they're all just like out in the middle of the street now. This is getting really silly. Get out of here, people!
10-4. Roger. Roger.
Hmm. Okay, how's our victim looking? Not super great still, but they're getting there. Let's also go ahead because we've actually got the rollback here, and it's got a couple cars piled up behind it. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. I'm actually kind of curious if we turn the directional stuff. Oh, that's cool. I was wondering about that. The orange lights on the end are actually the directionals, and if you turn it off, those turn off. What's kind of cool is that they've actually got rotators, like working rotators, on a bunch of these vehicles, which is really freaking cool. I really dig that. All right, this person's pretty much ready for transport. I did put this guy back, so we actually need him out so he can grab the stretcher for our paramedic. And you did your job, so you can go ahead and get out of here. You just walked right by that cop that was blocking the road. Okay, let's go ahead and get the person loaded up here. You guys can return to headquarters.
Roger. No problem.
You guys can go to the hospital, drop that person off, and you can go to the headquarters too. And you guys can get back on patrol. All right, so that is a call taken care of. So now we gotta just wait for our next one. Um, yeah, I really dig these 80s assets. I mean, the 90s assets and stuff are pretty cool too, but yeah, definitely the 70s and the 80s assets are my favorite. 70s being a little bit more so, 60s and 70s, I should say. Um, I mean, we've got this, which I'm not sure if this is a Fury or a Monaco or something. It's a Plymouth. I know that. Like you can actually, I think you can actually see it says Plymouth on the back. These aren't supposed to be. I mean, they're obviously inspired by real cars, but there is some differences, and you got copyright stuff and things like that going on there that need to be kind of taken into consideration too. Also the station wagon, which is pretty cool. They have something that's like an older version of this that's an Atom 12, which is kind of neat. I actually think I kind of like the Suburban more. I really like the old 90s Suburbans. But this does I feel like this is definitely not like an 80s model of the vehicle. I know that one's pretty cool though. It's like an old Jeep. And then you got like a Bronco, which is pretty neat. So you got some pretty cool vehicles. I'm not sure what model this one is though. I was not paying attention to that dispatch. It looks like we have a fire though. We 110% do. Let's go ahead. It's not very big yet, so we're just going to dispatch out a single group of guys to take care of this for us, and we're just going to set them up on the hydrant. Shouldn't need any more than that, hopefully. But we'll see how things go. Now, one neat thing is, and I can't show it off because we only dispatched out 4 guys, is that there's actually, when you have the 6 peoples, they'll actually ride in the back of the engine on these, which is pretty neat. The only thing I really take issue with these open top fire trucks is that there's obviously not 1-to-1 in scale. These engines should either be a little bit bigger or the people should be a little bit smaller. Um, and it's really noticeable when these people are inside of the apparatus. And then certain other things, like if you have paramedics or somebody wears a different uniform, they don't show up properly on there on the inside because they're not really designed to. The game's not designed for them to just show up inside of there. At least not where it's visible to the player. This thing's so cool though. Look at this. Ah, I mean it's I don't know. I just love these older engines and stuff. I do wish there was like we there was like a proper, fully finished and stable like 70s mod. I would love to have something in that era in that time frame. Because I mean, we like I said, we do have some of those units to an extent, but they're pretty limited in Project Nostalgia. It's mostly centered around the like late 70s and 80s, and then even more so in the 90s. But nonetheless, what we do have is really awesome. I really dig these fire apparatus and stuff like that. All right, get this all unhooked, and yeah, I'll get back to the station. But yeah, you can see them all spawning inside there, and yeah, you got them facing backwards and everything. But yeah, when you see them compared to like like a person right next to him, they're very, very small. Um, the thing is that I mean they don't seem proportionally small to the apparatus on the inside. I mean, maybe a little bit small, I guess, but not that much. So, and these guys wouldn't fit if they were any bigger. Anyways, these guys can return to quarters. Way to pull out in front of that car, guys. 110% on that one. So we've got a hazmat call. We're going to need our hazmat units, which is down here. And we will need an ambulance to transport these people. Now, looks like a few people are caught down there. We have another medical. Is this a medics vehicle? EMS supervisor. Well, we don't need an EMS supervisor, but we do need a couple more ambulances for transport purposes. Since we're just going to be, hopefully, fingers crossed, just transporting a couple of people who have already been treated. We really just need the one medic and then the people to drive the ambulances to get these other folks out of here. This seems to be over here in a fairly quiet part of the harbor. There's only 3 guys who are already contaminated over here. Um, let's go ahead and also, I don't know that we're gonna need it, but we're gonna call a tow truck down to the scene too to tow the vehicle that had the hazmat leak off scene. I don't think that that's actually really necessary once the leak's contained, but just to be on the safe side, might as well do it. But we've got to wait for hazmat to get on scene, and they're just arriving now. A lot slower than the ambulances we dispatched out, unfortunately. Okay, guys, swing around here.
10-4.
And this kind of works out perfectly as far as the number of people we have. And we're just going to keep these guys on standby over here. But we'll get these 3 guys in, and then while that's being done, this guy will get this thing secured. Let's go ahead and get these other ambulances down over here, and we'll just have everybody like loaded up from over here and just have them go to the hospital. Uh, okay, so he wasn't done with that, and they popped out in range of the chemical spill again. So we gotta take him for another bath here. Actually, this might not even be necessary. All right. Let's see if we can just let's have hazmat escort him down to the ambulances and stuff. There's our tow truck. So we'll go ahead and tow the vehicle to that had the hazmat leak, and we'll get that off scene and taken out of here. All right, so all of our patients are in the ambulances here. And these guys can return to quarters, and we should be all set to go on the hazmat call. Let's check out some of our other policing units. We'll go around to the various locations. So we've got our harbor police here, which is Port Warden. Kind of neat cars, not necessarily my personal favorite design though. This is something I'm a little bit more into, but I think there we go. That's the one I wanted. This is definitely my favorite right here. These things are slick. Let's probably don't need a whole lot of the port vehicles up, but we're just gonna get both of these crewed. A couple of guys can hang out at the station. This one can go out and patrol. That guy's just parked in the middle of the intersection for some reason.
Subject has left the business and is foot heading southbound. No weapons, no description.
All right. See if we can get him that nice quick arrest here. Spoke too soon. They're gonna combat our other officer, but that's fine. Nope, nope, dang it. Well, they're not gonna run at least. They're gonna have to like fight with the other officer. Kind of dumb we have in custody, and then like I clicked too soon and they lost control of them. Oh well, that's fine. All right, take them back to the police station, and then over here we have our sheriff's office, which is LA County Sheriff's, and yeah, as far as the other models, I think the vehicle models, there's some differences between these two even. Now, I think as far as the sheriff models, it might only. Oh no, okay, there are some other cars. I was about to say there might only be the one. So this looks like a an '89 Chevy Caprice, which is pretty cool. And yeah, the Fury or the Polera or whatever this is. Now this isn't like the earlier model Polera, I don't think. I think the earlier model was more angular, and then the later model had this curve in it. Like they had a similar one, but I think that might be a Fury even. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember if the Fury was one door or four doors, or one door, two door, or four doors. No, you guys can take the '89 Chevy Caprice. Go ahead and take that out. I'm pretty sure that's what this one is. This definitely looks like one. So yeah, this is our port police cars.
Roger. Roger.
Might as well have him take the truck out. I was gonna have him take out the car over here, 435, but we don't have any trucks. Let's get an SUV out and patrolling, because that's just neat if we have him respond to something. What do we got going on? Not much. Not much is the answer to that. So we're about 20 minutes, so we'll do another call or two, and we'll see what happens. Wonder what's going on here. Wonder what's going on that street. Yeah, our battalion chief's vehicle. Now the thing is, I don't know how to spawn battalion chief. I mean, you can get him through the menu, but like through the station. I mean, I don't know if that's possible too or not. We got a possible structure fire, which is this one's a pretty big structure here. If this thing's on fire, let's go ahead and get 4 firefighters out. I don't know if we'll need EMS. We might want to stage them, but let's just get an engine on scene as quick as possible. And let's click this just so I can. Oh, it's just the bush. Okay. I saw it. I couldn't see the bush was smoking at first. I was like looking around, and I know sometimes you get a fire over by the strip mall, and like in the main mod, it's pretty big and obnoxious. Um, We should just need a extinguisher, so we're just going to take the one guy in with the extinguisher. Alright, perfect. Super easy. Oh, nope. Less easy. I clicked the wrong button. Everybody pile back in. Meant to return to quarters, and for some reason my brain just quit working and I clicked empty car. That was the incorrect button. Okay, I was gonna say just driving around. I forgot the station's here. He's gotta go around the back though. Alright, well, we're at 22 minutes. That one was a very, very quick and easy call. We haven't really had anything that was like a really good or challenging call so far. Of course, I've said that now, and so we're going to get like the craziest, most difficult call we could possibly get. Now that I've said that. Kind of curious if these numbers generated are random, because I'm pretty sure these are all like the same model of vehicle. No, no, actually, they're not. Yeah, no, these are all different, slightly different styles of vehicle. That's the one thing is like you might have a lot of similar vehicles in this, but there's a lot of different variations and small minor things. Like these two here are very very similar, but this one's got a couple of little sirens up on the top there that are under the light bar, and this one doesn't. And then like the light bar has struts; it's an elevated light bar, and this one seems to be attached directly onto the roof and stuff. But like if you just look at the hood and the vehicle really quickly, it's basically the same vehicle. So we have a physical rescue assignment. Oh, that's a bad car crash. Okay, well we are going to need a few people for this. We're going to need some search and rescue folks. Don't know how many we can fit in this. We can fit two guys in there. Let's also put a couple of guys in here. We'll put some basic firefighters out. And we'll need some paramedics and some guys to help the paramedics out. And we'll dispatch them with ambulances. We'll probably need even another ambulance besides the three that are in here, I'm guessing. Let's go ahead and get our two engines on scene first. You go ahead, start controlling traffic here. Or if you can help this person, I guess do that. I don't think you can though. But yeah, we'll get that taken care of. Get our ambulances rolling here. And we are going to need some tow trucks. I don't think our utility vehicle, the heavy wrecker for the fire department's going to be able to do a whole heck of a lot, unfortunately. Can you do that? But what it does have is it's got shears, so it is useful to bring it for these kind of calls because the regular apparatus don't have shears.
All
Alright. Start doing some triage stuff here. Gotta check on these other people too. so this person's mostly okay. Let's go ahead and call in. Need just a little bit more help. Let's call in an EMS supervisor to give us a little bit further assistance. Alright, this person's looking pretty much okay.
Engine 39, Engine 57, Engine 64, Truck 77, Battalion 78. Respond for an unknown fire. RP reported seeing flames and smoke in the area.
So we've got a report of a fire. There's a structure fire going on down here. Do we have a water hookup? We do. Let's actually set them up over here. And it is a multi-building, or yeah, it's a multi-building, multi-apartment complex, it looks like. So let's send out a second engine to assist with that. I accidentally gave him an extra guy. That's fine. He can ride on the back. Yeah, that's pretty neat. I love it. And we'll even go possibly a step further on that one, just in case we need it. It might be a little overkill, but let's go ahead and send up the tiller here. And then it's going to take them a second to get down there, so let's go ahead and follow back up with our car accident here. So we've got a few things going on here. We need to get some of these patients transported. Keep our EMS supervisor on scene until
10-4.
we can get more transports and stuff in. All right. Let's get these other people, though, that are ready to go. Transport to the hospital. Our paramedics and stuff are all on board, so those are all full. These guys can get out of here too.
Yes.
Um,
10-4.
I do need another transport, a couple transport ambulances. I'm not going to use the dispatcher though, because the last time I used that crashed my game. So we're just going to send in a couple of standard, or I guess we'll send in. Let's see here. This guy, we need 2 ambulances, so we'll send in this one. We'll send in a private ambulance company. Now, while we're waiting on those other 2 ambulances to arrive, we will go ahead and start getting vehicles out of here. Now, our other scene here, let's see what's going on here.
Attention all units. Respond for a possible 451 in the area. We have several calls indicating the suspect. Description in the area possibly starting fires. Be advised we're also rolling fire.
There we go. I've learned how to use it. Alright, let's get these guys fighting the fire. It is spreading to other buildings, so we need to get everybody going here. Thanks. Okay, well, there's a car inside of there now. Oh my god, that is such a big part. We have an arsonist here, it looks like. Who's our arsonist? Is it this person right here? Oh, no, this is, I was gonna say, they're moving very casually. Oh boy. Well, first of all, you're parked really, really poorly. Um, Chew, why is this ambulance? What the heck happened? What? All right, this I brain ceasing to function. What what happened? We didn't we didn't have a suspect or anything. The scene was clear. Why did stuff start exploding? Our EMS supervisor. Oh no. It's all going so poorly. It's all going downhill. Meanwhile, the whole entire rest of the city is just burning. We're going to need another ambulance too. Oh wait, shoot. Do we have a paramedic with you? Um, all right. I need you to get the stretcher out of here. I need you to be the one who's transporting the. Yeah, there's no space at the fire station because the ambulance parked like a freaking idiot. Yeah, I really have no idea what happened there. It's caused this to happen. This is an absolute mess. And then we've got this massive fire going on. I think what we might do here, guys, is I might split this off into a second episode with this because obviously this is pretty freaking crazy right now, all this stuff that's going on.